Hey, gang, there are so many important issues to discuss in today's political, cultural, and economic climate, and I can't discuss them all here. In fact, YouTube and big tech won't let me talk about it all here. And that's why I have exclusive, uncensored live streams on Monday nights to cover everything. On Monday nights, I share all my thoughts and answer your questions in an in-depth, casual format that prepares you for this upcoming election with the truth. Today, I want to show you a quick clip from a recent stream that I hope will help you think clearly about these important issues, as well as encourage you to join our movement. Join an upcoming exclusive live stream, and I'll answer your questions by clicking the link in the description below and joining our community of courageous patriots building a parallel economy. I look forward to seeing you over there.
Well, more and more polls are showing that Trump is in the lead. So Elizabeth has a question here, and I think this goes to one thing you wanted to talk about, Steve, but is the current trend of minorities towards Trump likely to be more permanent, i.e. is it just Trump, or is faith, family, freedom going to keep them engaged on the right?
Okay, so right now it's just Trump. That's a great question. As I understand, right now it's just Trump. It's obviously not the Republicans. Right there. I mean, you and I hate the Republicans every bit as much as, any Democrat would half the time, because we know it's basically two parts, just like our country. We're two countries in a single nation, or two nations in a single country, however you want to work that out. So we're two parties within a single party. No, there's no evidence that I can see that non-white working class are moving to the Republicans per se. They are moving to Trump, and they're moving to Trump overwhelmingly. So non-white working class are known for giving the Democrats about a 70% victory margin. So they're voting for the Democrat presidential candidate. This was particularly with Obama in 2008. They voted for him by a 70% margin over McCain and then Romney in 2012. Right now, as we speak, the polls are showing that Biden wins them by only a 10% margin. That's it. That is a collapse in support. And Trump is gaining. He's got 20% among blacks. That's being consistently shown across a number of polls. That's what's so fascinating with that. And he's hitting upwards of the high 40s among Latinos. Again, totally unprecedented number. The one good piece of evidence in terms of faith, family, freedom messaging that's sticking is the Louisiana gubernatorial election last Saturday, where we flipped the House from blue to red, because for two terms inexcusably Louisiana was giving the governor's mansion to a Democrat. And we found, I think Scott Pressler found that data that 14% of black vote went to the Republican, which is double what normally goes to the Republican. So we are seeing a move in that direction. Basically, though, when all said and done, Trump is outperforming with demographics that Republicans traditionally struggle with, and that's namely non-white voters and 30 and under voters, the so-called young voters. Trump's crushing it with 30 and younger. He's got the majority of them now. The last poll I think we just saw is about 55%, 55%. 30 and under are going with Trump, because they all think we're in an economic recession, and they remember 4 years ago and they thought it was a lot better. So that's what I think is going on.
So William wants to follow up on something that you said last week. He said last week you said that the GOP in the House would lose seats in the 2024 election. How can this be possible, helping our nation, if Trump wins POTUS? We will be sinking in deep swamp, engaged in two wars that Trump will be blamed for.
But first, gang, I gotta tell you, I was utterly shocked when I was recently shown just how easy it is to access the deed to my house, and not just access it, but change it. I mean, if you don't know, the deed to your home is the only document that proves you own it. But the problem is that the deeds to all our homes are now online, and criminals are free to find our deeds, forge our signatures, refile as the new owner of our homes, take out tons of loans using our home's equity, and then stick us with the debt. And by the way, if you think homeowners insurance is going to bail you out, you got another thing coming. But that's where our good friends over at Home Title Lock come in. Gang, they're absolutely amazing. Home Title Lock gives you the peace of mind that the deed to your home is absolutely and completely protected. Click on that link below right now and use promo code Turley Talks. And all you have to do is enter your address for your no obligation home title scan to see if you've already been a victim of deed theft. I mean, that's $100 value, absolutely and totally free if you use my promo code Turley Talks. Gang, don't wait for the worst to happen only to regret that you didn't do something about it when you could have. Click on that link below right now and secure your home today.
Oh, no, I don't think, I think Trump will pull us out of the wars. But no, so this is where we stand right now, just so you know. So this is where we stand right now. So right now, it actually, so I just saw a stat today. Republicans are favored to win the Senate because Democrats are in the position we were in 2022. They're having to defend, I think, 1 out of every 2 seats or 1 out of every 3 seats. I forget what it is, but they're defending 3-1 or 2-1 seats. So they have to defend, upwards of like 25 seats, where we only have to defend a handful. So they're going to lose a couple. We'll probably get a majority. It might be thin, but it's the House. It's the House that is in absolute disarray. It's McDonnell. She's refusing, Ronna McDaniel, sorry. She's refusing to support MAGA candidates. That's the anger that I have with the shenanigans in the Republican Party is McConnell and McCarthy deliberately sabotaged MAGA candidacies and then turned around and blamed the loss of 2022 on MAGA candidates. That's what I just despise about these guys. So right now, the House is in a position where they're weak. They're incredibly weak. They don't have a unified message like Gingrich was able to cull together in 2014, or, in fairness, the way Republicans were able to cull together in 2010 and 2014. Sorry, I should have said 94 back then. In 2010, 2014. There's just no unified message because half of them want to go fight wars with Iran and with Taiwan, or with China over Taiwan. The Republican Party is still majorly battling for its soul. And as they battle for their soul, they may end up throwing an election. That said, right now, we'll win the White House and we'll win the Senate. And then that means Trump could confirm whatever judges he basically wants. So that's good. And I think Trump would take us out of all the wars. He's already talking about, so Rolling Stone, at least I have to take a look at the article in more detail. Rolling Stone is claiming that Trump wants to leave NATO. He's done with NATO because they don't pay their fair share and they've just become a war machine at this point. So it'll be fascinating to see, but it shows a clear difference, a clear discrepancy between the radically loyal support for Trump among even constituencies that Republicans struggle with, i.e. non-whites and under 30 voters, and the rest of the Republican Party. The rest of the Republican Party needs to get Trumpized. They need to adopt precisely that nationalist populist America First platform. That's winning in Europe. That's winning in South America. And if they can do that, then they'll win. Then they'll win the majority. But if they're going to keep throwing America First MAGA forces under the bus and sabotaging their campaigns and demoralizing them and withholding money from them and the like, then they're going to lose. There's no way. Trump will win, but everyone else will will lose. And we don't want that, obviously. No, absolutely not. We don't. We want a trifecta. We want the White House, want the Senate, and want the House. And we should be able to get it if they play their cards right. And that means playing the MAGA card, because the MAGA card is what's bringing in these constituents, these voting demographics that the neocon Romneyite Republican does horribly with, and will always do horribly with. That's what the National Review folks don't get. That's what Karl Rove doesn't get. That's what the Fox News lineup doesn't get. They don't understand. That's what Sean Hannity doesn't get half the time. They don't understand that the pro-war, pro-open borders, the pro-tax cut, blah, blah, blah. And I'm all for tax cuts, but within the context of precisely what the nationalist populism of Trump. But that neocon platform is a disaster. It will never, ever win another national election again. I hope you enjoyed that clip of my Monday night Insiders Club live stream. Join us live next week by clicking on the link in the description below and joining the coalition of patriots worldwide building a parallel economy to return to our roots of faith, family, and freedom. Click below right now.